Hi everyone! This is Kelsey, your Berkeley Director of Social Engagement, and I thought I would share a little recap about what is happening in the world of social engagement, and I would like to do it as an interpretive dance. Actually, I'm just kidding. But I would like us to, wherever you are, if you could join me in taking a deep breath and letting it out with a sigh. So we'll inhale. Okay, good. Here we are. And let's start with a bow. Okay. So social engagement. Essentially, the view that we're working with in social engagement is what we're calling the two-ski approach. So we need both skis in order to move forward. The first ski is what are we doing internally to create a culture of inclusion? And the second ski is what is Shambhala in the world? What does it mean to be a warrior in the world, and how can we be of service in this time that we live in where there's so much suffering and so much going on? So you may remember that this fall I sent a survey out, kind of getting a sense of, where people's interests were and what kind of projects people were already doing or things that we wanted to see happening in the center. And then I had a lot of conversations with people to just sort of, hear what's up and kind of see what's bubbling and wants to come to the surface. And from that, I've identified some areas where we're working on things and have some projects that are moving forward in 2018. And there's a longer recap of some of this work that you can read, but I know that not everyone wants to read and some people want to watch, and so I want to provide many options for people to engage and hear what's going on. So the first ski, which you could also consider the in-breath, so the internal work, is what we're doing to create a culture of belonging. And that work right now, the three areas that we're sort of working with, one is a white cultural conditioning group that was led by Leah Stotland and Reese Sweeney Taylor this fall, and that work will continue in 2018. So if you're interested in being involved in that, there's contact information, but really it's looking at what is whiteness and how can we deconstruct or start to look at some of our blind spots around race and identity. The second piece is a group for people of color who are already on the Shambhala path. And as I know as a person of color, being on this path, especially when you're one of the only people of color, sometimes in these levels or in the sacred path, it can be lonely. So really creating space for people to come together so that we are able to connect and share our challenges and triumphs and sort of have a sense of a deeper connection. And then the last piece for the internal work is supporting the work of Leslie Gossett with families and children. And as we know, we want to create an environment where children are not only welcome, but part of our practice. So including them in our regular community gatherings and really trying to find people who are interested in working with children and supporting these programs as volunteers. So that is the in-breath. And I'll take a little pause. Okay, so then the other piece is the out-breath, the external work. And this is, what we're doing out in the world as Shambhalians. And really this felt like listening to what wanted to be birthed. There were a lot of interests, and there's obviously a lot of things we can do that relating to work of other nonprofits and activism, but what's the right place for us to begin? So stemming from the work that Ms. Gossett is doing with children, looking at creating curriculum that could eventually be used to teach mindfulness in schools. So really how this work is happening is those who are involved in the family and children's programs will be, really instrumental in helping create this curriculum that could eventually go into public schools. And we do have some members who are already doing this work with another nonprofit and reporting back about what we might be able to learn from their experience, or perhaps partner with them in the future. The next piece is a Mindful Direct Action Network. So as we know, as residents of Berkeley, there's always something going on as it relates to activism and bringing community together around issues, marches, and what can we do as Shambalians to support this work, and how do we want to show up when these events are taking place. So this group is coming together to sort of see what's happening, connect with other interfaith communities and nonprofit organizations, and really establish a network so when these events do arise that we kind of know how we want to show up, and there's a sense of efficiency and clear communication. And the last piece is creating a People of Color sit that will happen every week. And this will be something that we'll put out publicly for people to come and sit with us, and something that we'll co-create with those who show up. So it may not look like other sits that we've done in Shambhala, but really wanting to listen to the needs of the community and host and provide space, and also offer meditation and perhaps some body fullness tools as well. It's a lot. So there's more information about how you can get involved with any of these things. And also just want to reiterate that this office, as Arti Tajuja, who's the International Director of Social Engagement, has often said, this is an office for everyone, and it is what we make it. And so part of this is really being in touch with the people in our community and seeing how we want to shape social engagement in Shambhala. So please contact me if you have interest in being part of the conversation. And also please check out the recap if you would like a little more information about where we've been and where we're going. And I'll end with another deep breath. And if you'd like to join me in a bow. Thank you.